falling faster than I did before. Falling from the sky and I'm tired of it all. Baby, don't be mad, but I'm done. I'm not watching my life pass by for you. Trying my hardest, but it's not enough for you. Waiting for your love, but I'm gone.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome as we start the end of June. I can't believe this.
I know.
End of June. I gotta tell you, I am permitted today to talk all nuts. I can say nuts here and nuts there and nuts everywhere because today's show
All about the nuts.
is all about the nuts.
Nutty. Look, if I go here, I don't see you.
These are love nuts.
Those are love
and
nuts.
I feel the love.
They're spicy love nuts.
I gotta tell you, and if you're in the doghouse or you need to do something at home to make it happen again, bring home some nuts.
Share the nuts. Share the love, as they say. Happy Friday. Happy Monday, everyone. I guess I'm still stuck on Friday on our 8-year anniversary party. What a day we had, right?
We're going to start popping these at the end of the week
Okay.
to look for the $1,000 bill.
South Florida balloons and J&D cake. We had J&D. 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 J& Cakes made the cake. Pizzerica did the pizza. We had a whole lot of community here. The studio was full. Wow. It has been transformed back to its original state, and now we've got nuts in the house. How was your weekend?
Nutty. I tell you, I can say nuts all I want now.
I think your
Today,
weekend's
I
always
get
a little
pass.
nutty. I know. We got a great guest today joining us.
She's nuttier than
We've
everybody
got
else.
Love Nuts in the house, and we've got Sally Bernard's going to be joining us. I'm sure Russell Johnson will be in because today is Lights in the Night. I always have to think twice. I always reverse them.
Wait a
Lights
minute.
in the
Russell
Night.
Johnson.
Aliens will be joining us, and then we're also going to be doing our Military Minute with Jennifer Corbin Carson this Monday, talking about resources for Monday for our veterans and for their families going forward, and of course, always about faith.
And you know, aliens are among us.
What do you think the lifespan of a fly is?
24 hours.
Well, it's still here from last week.
That's a different fly.
It's a different fly?
Yeah.
I've never seen so many flies.
That's because you left the door open.
And there it is. You think that's a different one? I don't know. I think this one has a long
This
lifespan.
one is Hirsch. His brother was the one that was here. That's what.
I don't know what
Goes
to tell
around
you.
asking how long does a fly live?
Because I'm thinking when it dies naturally, it won't be here anymore because there's no way to catch it.
No, it's going to die naturally.
Were you
because-
one of those guys that walked around with a fly swatter?
No.
My dad used to always have a fly swatter at our kitchen table. And when the fly swatter didn't work, remember there were actually real newspapers, and he would always get the newspaper, and he would like, boom, that was the newspaper, was the fly swatter.
Do you know what a broom handle looks like or a mop handle?
Yeah.
Very thin.
Yes?
Well, try hitting a fly with that.
Why would you do that?
Because when I was growing up, we used to take bottle caps. You know the soda?
Yeah?
Coca-Cola, they used to have caps. We used to collect them. And then we used to go to the field, and I used to throw them at Freddie, and he used to hit them with a
Wow.
broom handle. And if you think that's easy, I will pay you $1,000 if you can hit 10 in a
Wow.
row.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's how I got him how to be a better hitter. Because you have to have hand to eye, and this cap is coming at you. And the secret is throwing it as hard as you can. Yeah, that's not the way you start out.
You would throw bottle caps? You think that's what a father should be throwing at a son?
I didn't throw it at him. I pitched it to him.
Bottle caps.
So when you see a fly, hit it with a. Now watch what's going to happen. Somebody's going to take out a lamp, a camera, something, trying to hit a fly with a broom handle.
Well, I'm glad we got some of our crew back. We've got Jalen back. Apparently, there's a lot of viruses going around, so they're out. They've been back, and it's nice to have them coming back and doing what they
Oh
do.
God! And you're a germaphobe. You're going to start like dressing up like.
Me, no, I'm good because everyone has taken, they're taking their meds and been out for a week or two.
Taking their meds. What meds? What
Whatever
can you
they-
take? What's going around is no
There's
meds
a lot of
takeable.
stuff going around.
I know. I'm feeling itchy.
So, welcome to my world.
I need a peanut.
We got a lot of nuts coming for you. So let's take a quick commercial break. What is
Wait,
this
what
over
is
here?
that?
What's that little white thing?
What are you
Oh, the
doing?
water bottle cap. You got a whole bottle of water there?
Yes, I do. But thank you for
I said
playing.
today, you can take the man out of Puerto Rico, but you can't take the Puerto Rican
Why
out of
can't
the
you
man.
just be nice?
I am being very nice.
I'm drinking water.
That's good.
Do I ever tell people the things that you keep back there?
It's a lot of things. I know. It's like the hidden world. Ever wonder what real anchors keep on air, like when they have hidden
I kind
behind?
of like these balloons. I'm
'Cause you
sorry.
can't
Did
see
you
me.
say something?
Because you can't see me.
Do you realize that today, Monday, is the beginning of another trip around the sun, and the
Wow.
next party will be the 9th.
Wow.
The 9th, yeah. And I think you've lost count. I think you started us late. I think it's really been 9 years. My estimations have it at 9. You have us at 2016. I don't know why.
That's when I started working with you.
I don't think so.
I do.
I don't.
I think I think
I
it was
think you
May of
blacked out a year.
2016.
I think that two bros from Boca blacked you out.
That's quite possible.
I think you're missing a year.
It is quite possible. But the song we opened the show with is called Fly, and that's by our very own producer, Vicky Greenstein. And that's
That's
one
Vicky's
of her
last name?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
one of her original pieces, which was spectacular.
I didn't know she had a Vicky. I didn't know her name was Green anything.
So let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to
Restart.
talk nuts, Mama's Spice Sensation nuts, and more nuts.
And
You
if
like
you're-
nuts?
If you, I like the way they look.
Love
If-
nuts is what we're going to talk
If you're
about.
in the neighborhood, and you want to stop by and taste some nuts, come by. You can
Love
taste some
nuts. Wow.
nuts.
They're good, filled with protein, all different spices and flavors.
Is that one of those nuts where the woman feeds the man one by one? Is that a love nut?
No, you're going to hear the story, but you can put any kind of spin to it you want. But the spin, the truth of the story, I'm going to let Shyla tell you. It's really all about love and
I know,
family.
but the women feed the man.
You and Bridgerton, you should really watch it. We've had our own live Bridgerton in the studio. Wait till you hear Shyla.
But again, for the third time, does the woman feed the man?
Why doesn't the man feed the woman?
Because he'll probably
We're now
pop her
empowered
in the
now.
ear.
Although I don't know if I want anyone feeding me.
I know, that's why. See?
I'll feed myself,
That's
thank
why.
you.
Men enjoy that kind of behavior. Women say, no, don't do it. You got to wash your hands. You got cut in your nails. We'll have your hands
They're telling me we
bent.
got to take a commercial break.
What?
I got a commercial break coming up. More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
Looking for art to add to your collection? Well, look no further. Here at Amp Media Studios, we house tons of art, ranging from abstract paintings to realistic portraits. Come on in and find the art that fits your home. Any and all art is up for sale, so pick yours up today. Stop by at 2400 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Boca Raton, Florida 33431. See you there!
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply for benefits and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits every month and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact and will share our insider expertise. There is a time limit to apply. We're here to help you get your disability claim filed and paid as soon as possible. Please, time is limited. So, if you are between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury, call right now and let us help you file your disability claim with the Social Security Administration.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That's like a book. Oh, baby, we're back. Watch out! Watch out now.
So what happens?
I'm sorry, is there someone behind the balloons?
How you doing over there?
CNN, weather today, stormy tomorrow.
I feel like I manifested Bridgerton from our morning show, and now Shyla's joining us. We talked about Bridgerton this morning in season 3, and all about women empowerment and all of, wow, everything that it was in Shyla Walks.
You didn't tell Shyla how we were knighted in England.
I did not.
You didn't even bring it up. You know, I noticed, I sit in the back and I watch, and you have someone from England, and you didn't point out that I am Lord Federico, and you are
Lady Dawn, yes.
And it's legal.
Yes.
And there's the paperwork right there.
I know,
We have
the
our own
paperwork there.
logos and everything else. We bought in. I guess anybody could do it, but we did it. And they give you the paperwork so you can change your name to Lord Federico. I can actually do that.
You absolutely
Legally.
can.
It's amazing.
You ready to talk nuts? Love nuts.
Well, I was just introducing a nut.
Love nuts.
That's kind of crazy.
But there's more to the love nuts. It's not just about nuts. It's everything that she surrounded herself with.
She's nutty.
It's the journey of what, you're going to talk about the nuts, and then I want to do an aside and talk about her journey. So we're going to start somewhere. We can start with the nuts and then go from there.
Hi, everyone. I'm just so glad to be here, and thank you so much for having me on the Brooklyn show.
Well, thank you for joining us.
That's
We have a
an amazing
special
look.
full edition coming to you on July 4th on Gypsy Soul. So we kept Shyla a little bit longer to join us and talk about your products.
Yeah, well, I have Mama Spice Sensation. My original was Blow Your Nuts Off.
Blow your nuts off? Is that what she said?
Yes.
Blow Your Nuts Off, that's a favorite. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see all those Instagram videos of husbands and wives talking about blowing nuts off. It's a great show there.
Blow your nuts off.
But hold on, what are you going to turn Brit now?
These are the spicy ones.
Oh, what makes it spicy? I'm trying to have a...
And today is National Praline Day, so what a God incidence, as you call it, that she's here with her nuts on Praline Day.
I'm not even, I don't know what that means.
You know what a praline is?
No, I
It's
do
a
not.
nut.
Is it?
Yes.
So what makes it so spicy? Don't listen to her. What makes it so spicy?
Well, Mama was my mother.
Yes.
And Mama's recipes, I'm trying to keep, I am keeping them alive. I'm not trying,
okay.
I'm keeping them alive.
It's a recipe you put around the nuts.
Yes.
Now, do you make all of this, or do you have a company you give them the
Yes,
recipe?
I make Blow Your Nuts Off.
How did you come up with the name
Yeah,
Blow Your
that's
Nuts
another
Off?
Well, actually, I don't know if you'll want me to say it, but I am a preacher's wife as well. And
That's the
That
best
makes
movie.
it even
The
better.
best
It was
movie
the-
I've ever seen.
it was the preacher who actually gave me this name.
Really?
I said, I don't know what to call my nuts. My mum's nuts. He said, well, they'll blow everybody's nuts off. I think you should call them Blow Your Nuts Off. He said, but don't tell anybody. I said that. I said, you know, I'm going to tell everybody now that.
Imagine that, preacher's
Come
wife.
here, you're missing this whole thing. You and Steve are missing
You've got
Blow Your Nuts Off.
Another Brit in the house.
So, have we got some more British people
Another
here?
British people in the
Yeah,
house.
Please come on
she's
in, join the
British.
fun.
Wait till you
Join
hear
the
this
fun.
thing. So she has a product here. It's called
Blow your nuts
Sally.
off.
Blow your nuts off.
What are you selling? Nuts, right?
Yes. So, Blow Your Nuts Off, Mama's is originally after my mom. The name comes originally after my mom. It's because Mama died a few years back, and I left her behind in England. and I couldn't get back because of immigration purposes at the time, and I was waiting for all my paperwork to come through. You know how it is. Wanted to keep everything legal, couldn't get back. So instead of me crying about Mama dying, I actually celebrate her life. I wanted to do something special.
Good.
I wanted to do something purposeful. I wanted to do something meaningful. And my why is this.
So
That's my why.
we remember Mom with some hot and spicy nuts.
But there's
Yeah.
a story behind it.
Yeah, my mum had 14 children.
What?
And my dad died when there was 7 of us at home. And they traveled from India to Africa, all the way to England, and that was a journey. And if I went on about this now, you know, I'd be here forever, so that might come in a book that me and my
I was
sister are
wondering, where
creating.
is the book?
Or her own show.
Well,
we'll talk.
that's something we're going to create.
This is
between me and my
amazing.
sister.
How long have your nuts been around?
Since October last year. And
Steve.
you know, and then, you know, then we've got Love Nuts. Love Nuts came alive as well. I know this show's just quite short, so I can't.
No, this
tell
isn't
you all.
short. This is 2 hours long. Don't worry about it. You just roll your nuts
But
along.
what was the inspiration? So your mom, she liked to cook. She liked
Yes,
using
yes,
nuts.
she cooked.
Why nuts and why your mom?
Well, the spice, obviously, it was my mom. The spice was, and the name Mama was my mom. We called her Mama. That was Mom. Love Nuts came from
Love
when
nuts. I love it.
the love that she gave to other people. She would just cook for other people. She would take samosas, not mimosas,
Samosas.
samosas.
What's a samosa?
Samosas are like empanadas, but they're Indian. They're full of spice and spicy meats or
She put the
spicy-
nuts in there?
No, she put the nut story's coming.
Okay.
She put the potatoes and peas in it, and she'd take all this love to different places, and she'd give it free of charge, and they loved her for that, and they'd help her
Wow.
because she had all these children and my dad had died. So she did that, and then with the love nuts, so I thought I've got to do something with love in it, and then I thought, well, what can I spice up, because the spices weren't working. The spices in the packaging at the beginning weren't working because nobody knew what to do with the spices. So I decided to spice up nuts. And that was because I listened to a podcast about why on Mel Robbins. And she said, you got to find your why. So I thought, okay, I'm going to find my why. So I shut my eyes as a counsellor, a guidance counsellor as well. I shut my eyes and I found my why. I saw a vision of myself sitting in front of the fire when we were kids, and my mom breaking nuts and handing them to us. And she said, look at the shapes of the nuts. And that was our snack, because she couldn't afford big things in those days. And I remembered her spicing up the nuts. I remembered her doing sweet nuts, making a toffee and sweetening up those nuts. And I decided to create Love Nuts.
Now let me ask, the love nuts and the hot and spicy nuts, the nuts are the same. What changes is the flavoring that you're using, the spices?
Yes, sir.
So it's the same nuts. And what kind of nuts are we using?
So we were using peanuts. I was using peanuts at the beginning.
I'm not allowed to say that word, but okay. I'm just. She
Like I
doesn't let
said,
me
you
say-
can't take the Puerto Rican out of the man.
You all
or the
sounds the same to
Bronx.
me. So they're both the P word. Both of them are the same.
So then people were saying at BFS,
Allergic to-
I'm allergic to peanuts. So I decided to do some cashews.
Oh, there you go.
And
That's it.
almonds.
It's all over.
So we've got maple toffee, almonds. We've got all the sweet and salty nuts. We've got dill pickle. We've got salt and vinegar nuts.
Wow.
Because I'm doing a pubster collection.
Salt and
British
vinegar nuts.
pubster collection is coming for all you people out there. We've got a new brand which I've just made, which is the Grunty Crunchy Bacon Cashews. and they are made with they are seasoned with vegan bacon salt.
Wow.
Now the bacon is
The
the
vegan bacon.
It's in vegan bacon salt.
How can a vegan? How
Oh,
can a
it can
bacon
be
vegan?
done. It can be done. And if I gave you those secrets, then everybody would be doing it. So
Wow,
you're
these
not
are
going
like
to get the
secret
secrets.
nuts. I love secret nuts.
We have also got Keep It Hot nuts.
Which is what?
Keep it hot nuts to give to your...
Keep it hot nuts.
Keep it hot. It's don't do the
Keep it
British
hot.
thing. Keep it hot.
Keep it hot nuts.
So what's the difference between that and hot and spicy
Okay, so
nuts?
the blow your nuts off are hot.
Very hot.
But the keep it hot nuts are a little less hot.
Oh, okay. So you have levels of hotness.
Yes, yes. So you've only got 2 little chilies there. on
What's
there.
your number one seller?
My number one seller actually right now is the bacon at the moment.
It must be delicious.
And you've got chocolate pretzel nuts
Oh,
too?
yes, we have. We
You
have.
got chocolate covered
We
nuts?
have chocolate almonds with pretzels. I haven't covered the pretzels yet.
Chocolate covered nuts.
But the
Almond.
number one seller as well, actually, is Nuts About Toffee.
Nuts about who?
Nuts About Toffee. I'd love you to try some of
Oh
these,
my
actually.
goodness.
We're gonna do that.
Toffee?
We're gonna do
Nuts
Toffee?
About Toffee is going nuts.
How do people get them?
How can people get them? Well, let me tell you how people can get them. People can get them. I'm going to have a shop online, which my website is under construction right now, but the shop is coming. And 5118 Marketplace is where I'm located. And also I have shelves there, and I actually distribute from there.
You have a store?
I have a store. I have a whole shelf there.
Where is Marketplace?
Lantana. And I also am at Kelsey Brewery, showing some love there. Kelsey Brewery and Gallery.
Where's that?
That is in Lake Park. And also the spicy nuts and the chicken tikka masala, which I forgot to tell you about, which is another bestseller.
What is that? Chicken who?
Chicken tikka masala.
What does that mean? Chicken tikka.
Chicken tikka.
Yeah.
It's
an
also
Indian
vegan.
dish.
It's an Indian dish?
Yeah, it's an Indian dish. They are at the Indian Bazaar on Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach.
I gotta ask you, I must ask. What goes good with coffee? Should I say Freddie coffee?
The toffee, I think.
The toffee. I
Really?
think the toffee.
Because I would like to introduce this mixture over to Renee for Whole Foods. Because coffee goes really good with nuts.
It goes
with
really good
cashews.
in the nut coffee shop too, I believe.
I would love to introduce that, and I'd love to take some samples over. If anybody's interested out there, I would love to take you some samples. I would love to come and let you try some or do a show for you.
We'll
I
go
would
to
love
Tampa.
come
You
out
want to go to
there.
Tampa?
I would
The
love
Whole
to.
Foods is in St. Petersburg. And they're trying to
Wherever
take the
you want
coffee
me to
in.
go, I'll make the time.
Why don't-
Saturday, one Saturday.
On a Saturday, why don't we take a commercial break and set up a
Why don't we
taste
leave
test?
now?
We're going to do some taste testing.
We gotta leave. We can taste it on the bus.
We could,
Oh, I'm excited.
oh, there's even more.
Steve, they got soft nuts.
Oh, we got dill pickle too.
Dill pickle nuts.
Yeah, we got. And we've got and for Thanksgiving, we've got some coming for Thanksgiving. We've got some limited
Roy.
editions coming for Thanksgiving. We've got pumpkin spice, and we've got some rum coconut coming for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
In a nut?
Infused rum.
Infused nuts.
Infused rum coconut.
Rum nuts.
Rum nuts.
Well,
nuts.
almonds.
Oh,
Rum nuts.
Just for you.
Rum
All
nuts.
right, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. Like and subscribe. Find our exclusive behind-the-scenes content, or just join us right here in the studio. Always give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do some nut tasting. So more to come with our crew and our Brits. Sally, you going to do some nut tasting? Yes, absolutely.
Sally, you gotta talk
The
in your
Brits are in
British
the house.
accent. You need to talk in your British accent.
It's maple toffee almond mix.
Yes.
Margaret, in your British accent.
You're going to make her some coffee. More to come.
No,
Stay
that was
tuned.
something like you're
We'll
from
be
the
right
Bronx.
back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873. Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do, and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you don't even have any feeling at all. These symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. That is 754-222-6642, or visit us online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome to the Chocolate Spectrum, nestled in the heart of Jupiter, Florida, where every sweet indulgence tells a story of hope. Founded by Valerie Herskowitz for her son Blake, who is on the autism spectrum, the family-owned Artisan Chocolate Company has been spreading joy since 2013. Here, individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities are empowered with training and employment opportunities, which not only give them purpose, but also teach valuable skills. Support a greater cause with your exquisite treat by shopping in-store or online at shop.thechocolatespectrum.com, with shipping nationwide all year round, or call at 561-277-9886. The Chocolate Spectrum, where every bite makes a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
You have a favorite nut flavor?
Nutty butter.
I once went out for yogurt with some friends, and we're standing in line. Now you wait in the yogurt places. And I said to the guy, we're doing the topics, I said, do you like wet nuts? And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I knew
Steve, did you
I
hear
was
that
in
one?
trouble.
See, just told me a joke about the
wet
nut.
nuts?
Yeah, but then Dawn says she asked somebody in a restaurant, "Do you like wet nuts?"
Oh, these are good.
This also goes with the line
Sticky nuts.
when Dawn had the octopus. What was the octopus one?
It comes in a giant testicle. They told me these are what, the honey roasted peanuts?
No, those are nuts about toffee
Nuts about toffee.
and sugar and butter.
Wow.
And
These are the ones they give you on an airplane. When you go on a plane,
Grace, taste these.
they offer something like this. These are delicious.
The nuts about toffee. These are peanuts?
yeah, they're peanuts.
Here, I can't eat these. They're delicious.
We'll share them.
Wow.
Well, what about, would you like to try some dill pickle?
No, I hate dill pickle.
We'll try the
Okay.
pickle.
She likes dill pickle.
Do you like dill pickle?
I was
Okay.
watching a reel about how to make a pickle. Seriously, for legitimate. I was watching a reel on how to make a pickle.
So let's
You like that?
try the dill pickle.
And try it with your coffee. And how is it? I think we got a winner.
So these
Yeah, no, these are good.
are with,
These are dangerous.
they are cashews.
Oh, wow.
I like cashews too.
Would you like to try some bacon?
Yes, I want to try the bacon.
I like those.
Oh my God, this is.
So I saw if you take a cucumber,
Try the dill pickle.
I'm okay on the dill pickle. You guys want to try it?
it's really not like,
It's not dill.
it's not dill pickly.
It's
very
nice
good.
and salty. Try it. Holy
You'll like
smoke.
it.
It's not too strong.
Ah, the aftertaste
It's
is
good,
dill.
right?
Wow.
These are good.
Okay, so now you're getting the grunty crunchy bacon cashews.
Holy smokes.
Crunchy, crunchy.
Where can I get these?
You can get them at 518 Marketplace, and you can go for a beer or a glass of wine at Kelsey.
We don't have a mic on her. Maybe we can get her a lab from Studio B
No, just grab the mic right there.
for that. This is
Say that again. I can get it where?
You can get them from 518 Marketplace,
Uh-huh.
Lantana, Florida, or you can go ahead and go and get your beer, which is authentic beer, different flavored beer at Kelsey. Sorry.
use that one.
You can get it from 518 Marketplace, Lantana, or you can go to Kelsey Brewery and Gallery at Lake Park and go and have a beer, glass of wine, and share some love
Those are delicious.
with Mama's Love Nuts.
I love these too. The grunty crunchy.
Do you like-
These are vegan bacon.
And they are seasoned with vegan bacon salt.
I'm gonna tell you, the ones with the salt are delicious. My
These
goodness,
vegan bacon
Want some
ones.
more?
they are amazing.
Oh, these guys over here are going crazy about them.
They're amazing.
These are incredible. And you're also a counselor at a high school, right?
I am. I'm a
are
counselor
these?
for high school. I love my job. I love working with the kids.
Was it more?
But, you know, I love this too. You know, you got to have a meaningful and purposeful job. I believe that, you know, you got to have your why in your job. And in both jobs, this is not a job. This is something which I feel is something I could do all my hours in this. I could work around 24 hours and do this.
Where do you make everything? At your house?
No, 518 Marketplace.
Make everything at 518.
Yeah,
Wow.
I do.
518 Marketplace.
I have a retail license at 518 Marketplace.
What's the cross street? Is that Congress?
That is, do you know, I don't really know. I just drive there.
Federal?
Because I don't know, still don't know the grids. I know about roundabouts. Do you know how that is, don't you? About the
don't live
grids
far
and the
from there.
roundabouts.
I think
Coming
in
from
Lantana?
England, all you know is about roundabouts. I'm not sure. I think it's Congress. Yeah, I think it is Congress.
It is Congress. I
actually.
think I've been to your store,
Yeah.
to that marketplace.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of things in the oven in the works that you're working on. Something faith-based, some things, nuts, your website,
Yes,
some
yes,
empowerment,
yes.
and maybe
And that will be coming in the future. You know, that will be all coming in the future. I've got things working on with my husband, who is a pastor. We're working on something called faithwatcher.com. It's a faith app, which Apple are working, which they're actually building right now. So that's something which we'll talk about in the future.
How important is faith to you?
Faith is very important to me. Faith is something I grew up on. I grew up as a Hindu Sikh as a child, and found that there was a lot of discrepancies, and became a Christian as I grew up, and that's how I met my husband.
And it follows you. He followed you here. Is what brought you here, right? Was your
Yes.
husband's?
Well, actually, what brought me here with my husband was I have a big, massive family, and it's like my big fat Greek wedding. I don't know if any of you have watched. I'm sure you have. And Michael has he has one mother, one brother, one sister. I have 20 uncles, 20 aunts. Cultural family. 10 mothers, and they all want to live your life and live down the road. So when, Michael got a job here, we sort of like ran to say, yes, we're going, goodbye, so that we could get a break from it all. And we decided to stay here because the children were growing up and we didn't want to keep on moving them. But the church in England, where Michael was a minister, they asked him if he would follow through and be a minister here, and he said yes. And from one family, he's now got a ministry here, and the children have the children grew up here. They're all musicians and singers, and their partners are musicians and singers.
I want to bring them in and do a segment with them.
Yeah, it's called Worldwide Worship. They have their own band. They're on YouTube. They do. They go out there and they sing for human trafficking, and they've been to different places to do, the good cause. It's all meaningful. I think because, you bring them up to say everything has to have a reason. Everything has to be a why. Everything has to be out there to help people. So they're brought up that way. So they just go out there and do their thing. And that's what we love about it. And it's showing the love.
I was reading something today that says the biggest gift that we can give our kids is faith. For them to grow up and have faith. Not the material things we give them, not let's buy something else, but to truly instill in them faith, of whatever faith it is that you're instilling in them. But that they always have that to fall back on.
It's so true. I totally agree with you, Dawn, because, the thing is, faith, I believe, lasts forever. Even Tina Turner, when you think about her story and what she went through, and then she found her faith, although it was Buddhism, she found her faith, and that gave her strength. And any faith that you have, any belief that you have, that strength that you have, if you can find a strength in anything, and it gives you that faith, then yes, you should, move forward. But material things won't last like faith. It's instilled in you, and the foundation of any person that wants to be successful should have good faith.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of like that thing we were reading over the weekend. What's that? Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, you saw that? Stallone says, no one ever remembers anything about you when you die if you look at the long game. So stop trying to adhere to everything, to get everything, to buy everything, to own everything. When you have yourself, faith is free, and just live your life to the fullest. It was an amazing quote. It really hit home for me this weekend. But that's one of the things that you learn as you get older, I think, in life. You've discovered it early in your zone of what you're doing, and it impacts your family because you have such a huge family. They must be amazed at how successful you are and the things that you're putting forward. Those are all the seeds to giving them an opportunity to follow a path of success.
And as parents, I think we have to be examples.
Of course, always.
To the new generation, if
even when you think they're not looking, they are always looking.
Absolutely.
And they're always taking it in, and they will listen to everything you say, no matter what it is, good, better, and different.
Let's take Shiloh with us to Tampa.
We should.
Let's get going.
We're
Let's
sure.
give them some of that love.
Road trip. Salt and pepper. Wow. You have a favorite, Sally?
Well, I only tried the one you just gave me. It was delicious.
I think you like them all.
She doesn't know which one she tried.
Do you know which one you tried?
Yes, I think it was was sweet maple toffee. Is this the one? Maple toffee?
I think it was the nuts. I haven't opened that one.
Because she handed it to me in this, so it has to be something.
It's
the peanuts.
the nuts about toffee.
Okay,
That's the one.
I'm nuts about toffee.
Yeah, because we wanted you to try with the coffee.
Yeah, I
The
did.
bacon is delicious. The dill pickle, they're all incredible.
They're all incredible.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And then if you put the mixed bag of nuts, a mixed bag of love nuts, and you put a little bit of all of them, oh my goodness gracious.
You're going to have the little samples at Kelsey's Brewery, right?
Yes, we do. We actually have the little samples there. Well,
That has
these,
all of them?
these are going to be, these are great with a beer or with a glass of wine. And Kelsey's Brewery are going to have all them in strips so that people can enjoy them and,
I
it's
love
going to be
that.
great.
Brand new business since October.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you so much. I'm trying, but if there's anybody out there who wants to join in with the love, I'm here.
Nuts, you make them?
Yes, I make them. I distribute them. Distribute different
Amazing,
nuts.
All these different flavors.
Yeah.
And US 1.
Excellent.
95 and
thank
US
you.
1, okay.
Oh, with East, okay.
I looked it up.
That's even easier. You looked it up? Or you've been there?
No, I looked it up.
I don't live far from there.
Oh, excellent.
I go to the Crab House, Riggins, on Lantana Road.
Well, please visit. That would be
Now
great.
I know.
I love
Just
Riggins.
going down.
I go in the
Riggins
evenings
is
and
good.
cook there, so, during the day it's all out.
That's delicious. And the cashews are my favorite. Anything she does with cashews, I love.
Check it out. Gypsy Soul is going to be airing July 4th with a special edition of Love Nuts with Shyla James. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
You're a pleasure.
And I love
Absolutely.
you all.
It is our
Love
pleasure.
nuts.
So more to come. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Jennifer Corbin Carson with our Military Minute. So stay tuned. More to come. We'll be right back.
See, I like.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes,
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
We're going to come back. We'll
So we're back.
Because Sally has a show. We've got Call Me Zena coming up today at 2:30. And then followed by Lights in the Night, and then that show is actually on Real Radio, as well as your streaming platforms, with Russ Johnson.
Russ, he actually texted me, he wasn't sure if the show would be here at 4:30, but he probably might come.
But that has to do with something out of our control. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll talk to Russ and see.
Yeah. I got to tell you, one of the things that Sally's show has done is grown in popularity if you look at the numbers. And we talked about it, and then it just started to materialize bigger, better, and better. And I think a lot of it has to do also with Russ Johnson following you after you do your taping.
I think that's good because I have been on his show many times too. So in fact today my show is going to be kind of on that topic because it's going to follow Russ's show. But he has a show every other week. So.
He has a show every other week.
But then what happens is on certain platforms that shall remain nameless, they begin to look at it because as your numbers begin to grow, everything now is noticed.
Right.
Like your commercial, a bell on your commercial, I can't change a bell. I'm sorry. A bell to me is a bell.
Right.
That they say that somebody
That
owns
siren.
that bell.
Is that what they say?
They say the siren belongs to somebody, and it's a somebody.
So
it's a somebody. It's not like you don't know who that person is. I can't change that bell. It's the most ridiculous thing.
We just delete that little bit?
We are not deleting anything.
Oh.
We're not deleting anything because the popularity.
No, your numbers aren't going to go down.
No, not at all.
I'm just joking.
Not at all. But what happens is, as it begins to grow, there are more things that we have to pinpoint.
Well, how would they know that sound is? They have something testing everything that goes on, a sound or music I can understand. But
Well, I put in a dispute, and unless the person answers the dispute, they're going to leave it alone, which is, I think, where we're at now.
Thank you.
But the funny thing is that siren has been running for months.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, because your numbers are beginning to grow, they pick on it.
Right.
And they question it.
Right.
So it's same thing is happening to Russ in Lights in the Night.
Right.
There are alien pieces that I put in there that I gather from different places, and I give them credit. It's not like I say, I wrote this. This person wrote this. I give them the full credit. No, they won't let it go. They says, no, you can't do it. Cannot do it. Even if you give credit, you cannot do it.
You can't. That's interesting. I didn't know that because in my first book, actually, I mentioned somebody.
Well, I never knew that an alien belonged to anybody. I thought alien was open property.
They belong to no one other than where they're from.
But it has grown. People now are asking me more and more questions. It was a question that I'm going to ask him on his show.
Great. Well, on my show too. Then I don't know if he's going to be coming for my show.
Oh, I mean, because we put out polls to figure out what people really believe about aliens. And it's funny because the subject matter of yours and his, a lot of people, they have tons of questions, they just don't ask them.
Well, he sent me something this morning about Steven Spielberg. I'm getting all the Steves and Stevens
Steven
confused.
Spielberg, yes.
He actually has written 10 movies on this,
Yes.
and he sent me, I don't know if he sent it to you to listen to. It was very interesting how he does basically, believe the best, he's putting out what he wants
Well, he's
to
been
put out.
sending messages out for years in his movies.
Yeah, in the movies, but I think he did an interview saying it, kind of admitting a little bit now that he is a believer. He's been putting messages out for years. of
Now,
course.
I went to the movies this weekend, and I saw The Exorcism. Not The Exorcist.
Oh.
I think I told you The Exorcist. It's The Exorcism.
Either way, none of it sounds
Yeah,
good
I
to
don't
me.
like the name.
But the reason I went was because I was a big fan of the movie The Exorcist when it came out. And I did some research on it, and I found out all the things that happened during the filming of that movie. Lights and sounds, and people, actually one of the persons died after the movie was made.
A few people, I don't know if it was that one or the other one, but a few people died after that, yes.
So this movie is a takeoff of these so-called stories.
How was it?
It didn't land because Russell Crowe happens to be a great warrior in the movie business. Great warrior. Great actor. But him as a priest is possessed, I'm going to tell you something. He just ain't cutting it. Not for me. Maybe because I seen him as a gladiator. I seen him in all these other, bigger than life deals. This thing, it's not for him. And they're writing about it all over the place about maybe he should not have taken this role.
He was great as a mathematician.
Yes.
In
Yes.
A Beautiful Mind.
You see, that kind of movie is amazing. But this one, I don't know, it didn't hit home for me. I think it missed the mark. And it's funny because Linda screamed in the movie theater. I mean, it's scary, spooky type of deal. But I don't look at it that way. I was looking to see Russell Crowe and how he would behave in this environment. I've been doing this too long is the problem. And it wasn't that great.
Well, that's not our genre.
Yeah, not my thing.
No, it's not mine either. I mean, I can watch other things, but anything that's like that, and you think I would want to watch it, I really don't like it. I
don't think you would want to watch it either. But I wanted to ask you, in what you do in your world, do you think that people don't believe some of the things that you say actually are going to happen, and they do happen? Do you think that people think more in coincidences than in truths?
I think what it does, and it's certainly, Steve can certainly attest to this, it plants a seed in someone's mind. They don't have to believe it, and it's faith, it's all the same thing. But when you start to see things that we think are coincidences, we just pass it off as coincidence, okay. But if it keeps happening, which it does to all of us, we're just not aware of it, these things happen. If you've planted what I would call a seed in someone's mind about that, then they might think, well, that, as we've had the last few days, several things.
Amazing
This may be a little bit amazing, a little bit more than coincidence. And I'm not here to tell people, please believe this. That's not my job. My job, I feel, is to pass on what's happened to me and all the amazing things where I, in the beginning, didn't understand it. But even if it just touches a few, those people will touch somebody else. And the whole world is not going to believe what I'm saying, what you're saying, but it's one step at a time with each individual. And if you just can light that little spark, that there is a little bit more, whatever your faith, it doesn't matter what your faith is. Believe, I always open my program, I often say, if you believe in yourself, trust your judgment, amazing things happen.
Well, and I'm going to add to the story because she's here.
Yeah, that's
there are things that occur, and if you sit down long enough and you put one and one together, you get two, and two gives you four, four gives you eight. So you know the story about the lanterns, right? You know the story, Steve, about the lanterns.
the story. Yeah.
So the lanterns, I had a dream. My mother came to me. She's deceased, and she says, I want you to get 3 lanterns because 3 of your closest people need the light, which is my brother, my father, and my mother. Okay, so I go out shopping for them. I find it took forever with the light, with candles. And I put them in my building. I put them in the hallway, and 3 weeks later, they were stolen. And the next day, we had a brand new kid come in. Well, he's 40 years old. He's not a brand new kid. They came in, And he buys 3 candles, and he doesn't know me. I've never met him. And he brings them, and he puts the candles there. So I lost it on Wednesday, and on Thursday, they duplicate, and they're here. And if you don't think that that's weird, then this one will be even more weird. My mother had 14 siblings. Okay? And my uncles, I have so many family members that we got a letter from the government one day that our family name was so huge, it spreads from here to Hong Kong and everything else. But here she sits at 14. So now I got the number 3, I got the number 14. Now you can call it whatever you want, accident or anything, but I didn't know she was even coming today. And then let's know about your 14, which is the interesting aspect. But then we reverse everything, and that lady over there decides to sit in the back, and she tells me about a message from my mom. You're the one that started this whole thing off.
There's so much more, and I'll continue a little bit with the lanterns that happened to me, but this was just, it was really basically the end of the validation of what we had had prior to that, a few days before that. You see, they, in my mind, again, you know, it's what you believe, obviously, but I believe they don't, if there's something they want to tell us, and they will continue until you actually get the message. That, and we've had proof of that. I mean, the other day, day before yesterday was incredible.
Saturday was amazing.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it on my show.
Well, Saturday is the anniversary of my father's death.
This last Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
So here we go again. Now, my
yes.
father had 13 brothers and sisters, but it was my mother who spoke to me.
And this is...
Has 14 brothers and sisters.
I was just saying to Steve, I don't often talk about my mother's family. Wasn't 13, but I actually said before we arrived here, but I had told him before, my mother was the youngest of 9 children. And I was just discussing that. It's a big family, big family.
It's a huge family. I can't even imagine.
But this
I
is
got
even
2.
bigger. But
So what happened over the weekend? Your dad didn't come to you.
It was just very weird.
Something with the lights?
Don't ask. I have no idea.
I had a continuation on Friday night, actually, very similar to what had happened to us prior to that. The same thing happened to me again. And I was getting more message about what that was really all about, which, you know, I mean, if we start talking now, they're going to pull up and take me away. But there was much more to that, Freddie.
Well, Shyla doesn't call them coincidences. What do you call them?
I call them coincidences.
Yes, that's great. Yes.
But now that you're talking about the whole subject, you know, would it surprise you that there are a lot of people that actually see things and, you know, feel things and, you know, go through these things that you're talking about? Well, supernatural experiences. My husband was one of them. That was his journey that he'll probably talk about when he sees you, and that was his conversion into Christ. That was a journey where, you know, it was in the newspapers in England. It was, you know, where the house was haunted. We're talking about Steven Spielberg. That was a true life story, actually. That was actually in the papers. So it does happen. You know, so if there's an on switch, there's an off switch. And he'll tell you more about it on, you know, when he comes in and meets you all.
Oh, we got to meet your husband.
Yeah, he's got some stories to tell. For a year and a half now.
He's got to tell you all about it.
So tell him to listen to my show first, so I've had some idea of what happened to me 20 years ago.
So you could actually, you know, talk about it, and you know, I don't really want to give you that story here because I think that it's better coming from him. But that's something which could actually sort of like resonate to a lot of people out there that are thinking, I'm mad, I'm mental, I'm going crazy, I'm going cuckoo, because there are some things out there which people are going through, and maybe it is true, maybe it's not true, but what if it is true?
You can't put an explanation to everything. That's why they call it faith.
It's questionable.
But you can't put an explanation to everything. If you're going to have faith, you have faith. There's the nun story. I grew up in this house in the Bronx, And that was the rectory where the nuns stayed. That's where they slept. And one day somebody came over, I was home, I took my day off on a Friday and knocked on the door and I opened the door and there's a nun standing there. And she says to me, oh, this is what the nun, she gave me the whole background of this. And she said to me, can I see the house? And I showed her and she explained to me, the house wasn't very big, it would fit in this room. And then so forth. So I went Sunday to church to tell, because I wanted to say thank you to her, introduce her to Michelle. And I go and I can't find her. And I look at the pictures on the wall. There's this nun was from the 1800s was on the picture. So the priest comes over and says, Freddie, I'm glad to meet you. What are you looking at? And I said, can I meet her? And he says, well, you can, but she died. Whatever. And I said, no, she didn't die. She was in my house on the weekend. He says, no, son, she did not. You must have been hallucinating. I was hallucinating. Okay. So sometimes there is no explanation. She was in the house, came in the house, I opened the door, and I closed the door. And he told me that she wasn't around, so.
That's why I say we can pass this on, which hopefully I have been doing for the last year and a half, of things that have happened to us. By example, if you can just say, and I've had many, many things happen to me, you don't have to believe me, that's okay. And I was stubborn for me to get to this point to understand this. But just open that door. As that, people will say, well, how was that possible? But you will get someone that will be more interested on why it could be possible, correct? So I think what your husband has got to talk about, what I share with anybody, not just us. I mean, anyone can share. It's important.
And I think what's important is
there you go. Whatever happens.
Not just the belief, and what's important is how you're going to move forward. How are you going to deal with that belief and knowing that you went through that experience and that awareness, and going to move forward in your life, because some people can't move forward in their life after experiencing some kind of supernatural experience.
Well, I think that's just the beginning of a journey. For me, it was the beginning of my journey. I opened up to, and I had people come into my life that were right in the right place for me.
Right.
But that's me. But by sharing that, we can share that with other people too, because once you begin to open up to this, I believe that anything, and my motto is too, anything is possible.
And then you're there to actually help other people to overcome that.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm doing this because I want to share, not really doing it for the whatever it brings.
Right.
My motive, if you want to call it a motive,
well, the why
my desire.
comes into it again. Why, what are you going to do with what you've been through?
Well, I became an artist overnight too, so some of this artwork I've never painted. So.
Yeah.
The problem is that some people, they misunderstand what the why is. And sometimes something happens that sort of stops you from moving. It's like you misplace your keys and you look everywhere, and then you look down after an hour and they're right in front of you. They weren't there an hour ago, but they are now. So sometimes people don't understand that a why has two legs. And either you listen the first way or you're going to listen the other way. And sometimes when you don't listen the first way, something stops and you are now standing still. You could be in a hospital, you could be in a hospital bed, you could be all of a sudden, something critical happens, you lose a loved one, something critical happens to you. And there's your sign. So you're going to learn your why, or they're going to teach you your why. It's one or the other. It's really simple. That's why I don't put an explanation to what we do anymore. It happens. If you challenge it, all you're going to do is frustrate yourself, because we're not all ready to understand the why.
But in this studio, everyone seems to come forward that is oriented with what we believe in.
It's crazy, isn't it, Dawn? I mean, I did not know you. Well, it's close to nearly 2 years.
I still don't know you.
We didn't even know Shyla. Someone else brought her in.
But, I mean, I know that when I've come in here, how many times you say, well, I'm in the studio, but they're also coming in. It's crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It's wonderful, right? It's wonderful.
It's what's meant to be, right? It's all in the alignment of who's supposed to be here shows up here.
It's
right?
not a coincidence.
No, no.
She's another one.
Is that a coincidence?
Another one. All right, let's take a quick break. More to come on the other side of this break. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free. Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. That's 800-613-3597.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That was a long two.
So we're going to get her to come in now. Isn't it amazing how it all just comes full circle? You saw, all those Facebook things that they says, we'll tell you who you're going to marry, who your soulmate is, and all of these things. But ever notice that some of them are pretty pertinent?
You know why that works?
Because you believe and have faith?
Because Facebook has your logistics.
So my logistics is always God?
Well, apparently that's what you look at. So they give, and then all of a sudden it has to do with that.
And yours was?
It doesn't matter. I
all
like
about
it 'cause
what you
it's
believe in, right?
entertaining. It's, well, what you believe in is what you believe in.
What's in your core.
Not what you say you believe in, but what you...
What's in your core. You know what I always find interesting? The journey that we all take, we never share the journey. We share the final product. Like you share your nuts and your mom's spices. We share the production business. Sally shares messages. But it's the journey that we're all on, but it's like this physical message, like my wand, that we think people understand and accept until we say, this is the message, this is our journey. And you realize that people really resonate with what you have to say. It's just a whole new aspect of it because the World Wide Web, what we do has opened up so much greater that people want to hear what other people have to say.
Well, but you have to teach people that your journey counts because everybody is so...
Doesn't everyone's journey count,
well,
though?
they're so caught up in the end game. How do I make money? How do I make money? And did I tell you I have to make money? That they don't worry about how they got there. So I look at some of the people and I say, you know, you have a great story to tell. Well, how do I make money? What's my ROI? So well, before we get there, let's find out how you can deliver your story.
How you can inspire others.
And people just don't get it.
You know, like Mel Robbins, who inspires you, she didn't get to be Mel Robbins without telling inspirational stories, right? It has to resonate with those people that are listening.
I went through a really depressive stage, and when I first listened to her podcast, and it was about her story, just a story about her, you know, in the legal career, and she wanted to change all her career and everything, and she was in debt and things like that, resonated to me about the legal career. That's when I dropped my legal career and became a counsellor, and just that inspiration, the motivation that she gave me, just by listening. So the podcasts and these things that we're, you know, these cafe shows that you're doing are so important for people to go on to, because they help you in your daily journey. You really need to be there.
It helps
listening.
you make a choice. But
Yeah.
you made the choice.
Yeah.
See, there's a lady in this studio that took 4 years to make a choice. And that was every day asking, come on, come work with me, come work with me. 4 years it took her to make a choice. And I laugh because now she tells you, make a choice. You know, here's the line in the stand. We believe in you. Come on, show us what you can do. Let's put it out there. 4 years. I laugh. I sit back and I laugh because for 4 years they told me no and no. How many ways can you tell somebody no?
But you know, there's a time and season for everything.
You know, I love that.
There's
I
a
love
time
that.
and
I wish
season
I
for
had a
everything.
nickel for everybody that told me that.
You know, that her time was that at that 4 years, and that's when she came. You know,
That's so convenient.
And you
You're
didn't
right.
give up. And that's also
Yeah.
very important.
And you were consistent.
That's very
Because
important.
I wanted to get a go on. You know how many lives we could have changed in those 4 years?
No,
I added
it's
up the
okay.
days. I even added up the hours.
You're just crazy.
You see, now I'm crazy.
He's
It's just
obsessed.
I wasn't
4 years.
obsessed. It was a message. You know, but it's funny because at the end of 8 years, I was right.
But that's the
Da, da, da.
outcome.
No, that's not the outcome. It could have gone the other way.
What's important is what's happening now,
It
Freddie.
could have
Look at
gone the other way. You see, you weren't there on day one
No.
and day two.
No.
And in those days, everybody said to her, are you crazy? What are you doing? Who watches radio?
Why you? Why would he
Why
want
me?
you to work with him?
Yada, yarin, baran. Then I had a partner that I had to get rid of him. Oh, there were hurdles. This wasn't a gimme. This wasn't easy. Steve knows sales when you go into a room and you got to work that room, and once in a while you got to find the right rhythm. It may take you hours. Well, this one took me 4 years worth of hours.
But
and
it was
resell
worth it. You didn't give up.
I didn't say that.
But
I didn't say that
my
yet.
question is, if you had have given up, you wouldn't have this now.
Let
in
me
the
tell
last
you-
8 years that you've just
I'm
celebrated.
going to tell you a secret. It wasn't about what I wanted. It had nothing to do with what I wanted. It had to do with what she wanted.
Yeah.
And if you look around, this is her fingerprint, not mine. See, I was happy in my room in the dark doing my productions every day. I did it for, I don't know, 8 minus 20, 12 years. So it's not my calling that I was trying to bring the trumpets.
It's the combination of you two.
It's,
It
you
came
know,
about.
I wish all that were true, but it isn't.
It is.
No, it's not. But that's
Look
okay.
where
Thank
you
you
are
for
now.
saying that.
I mean, you
it has not.
Change what happened.
You have to understand, the give comes when they take a step forward. You just explained it. You got to take a step forward.
Yes, you do, but not everybody is ready. It takes sometimes
Honey,
some people
if
longer.
you're going to wait till you're ready, you're going to
Well,
wait a long
I know that.
time.
We all know that. But there are many people out there that might now say, you know what, I think I missed that opportunity a year ago, but that should not stop them going back to that opportunity that they felt they missed a year later. Because
But some
it
do.
was there.
I think some
do.
people just feel like they don't even really see it as an opportunity. They don't have self-worthiness in themselves to
Right.
say, I can do this, or why would anyone listen to me? It's just a story of my mother and her spices. Everyone's got a story of their mother and, except I
Right.
don't, my mother didn't cook. Their mother and their spices, for example. But you have to believe in yourself and your journey enough to know that you can make a difference, not only in your life and your children's and leave that legacy, but in somebody else that's listening.
That's why shows like this are so very important. And I've often said that. You know, maybe if there were, yes, the numbers have gone up on my show, but you know what? If there were 10 people listening and one person got the message, I've passed on what I was meant to pass on. I'm just talking about me, but you, anybody, you pass it on. That's what's so very important.
Well, the next guest that we're going to be having on the show.
I'm hoping that I can get her to log in.
Is she on?
I don't know. You guys see her?
Is she on?
Yes,
Yep,
okay.
The next guest that we have on actually took that step, and she's made a difference, and she's gone forward. And, you know, every day it's another victory. It's not the end of the war, but it's another victory. It's another battle that you win. And the only reason that I brought this up with Dawn is just to point out that sometimes when you're in the grind, and it's not easy, and you're facing uphill because there are things that you have to do in the work and this and this and that, you got to look at just how much you've accomplished around you. And this lady is a good example of that with that network that you put together in California.
We have her military minute transition. Yeah. All right, let's
start
roll
with
it.
that.
Jalen says, yes, we do. Nope, they said 1 second. She looks like she's in a beautiful location.
Welcome to the Military Minute. Whether you're a salty sailor or seasoned soldier, this segment is packed with valuable resources that come straight from the source. Let's gear up and get more intel. Charlie Mike.
And there we have her. We've got the host of Beach Jam Media
What are
and
you
the
on?
Military Minute with Jennifer Corbin Carson.
Are you on the 18th part? Where are you?
Right. No, I'm actually at the government center. I had to drop my son off today for summer camp. So that's where I'm at. But there's a park behind me. It is. It is. Yes.
Tell us
It's
what
a
our
beautiful
resources
hot
are
day.
for today. What's our Military Minute?
So it actually ties into what you guys were just saying about taking that first step. And I know a lot of veterans have that problem of taking that first step to get to the disability. And it's overwhelming, right? Because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it. And it's very confusing when you go on va.gov if you don't know the jargon and things like that. So first thing you need to do is to get an account with va.gov. So once you do that, you log in. And then under the home page, you will see other search tools. Click on that. And then click on Find Benefit Resources and Support. Then, under the disability heading, you will see, click your intent to file a VA claim. And this is for if you intend to file a VA claim, click that and file your intent. Because I will tell you, if you do not do that, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. So when you file your claim, till the time that lapses between the time that you file your claim and the VA says, okay, we've come to a decision about your claim, they owe you back pay for that time that has passed. So by clicking and filling out that intent to file a disability claim, that starts your time. So if you have a year to fill that out, to put in your claim for disability. So put in the intent now, gather all of your medical records that you can, all of your service records, all of the doctor's information that you have seen outside of the VA. Get all that together before you file your claim. So file your intent to file a claim. The VA will send you a letter in the mail that says that we have received your intent to file, and then in that year, preferably sooner, you get all that information together to file your claim. So that is, and another thing, after you go on and fill out your intent to file a VA claim, on that page, you can, on the upper left, it says click on VA benefits and healthcare, click on disability, and then it will take you to how to file a claim. So that is a rough how-to of how to do your claim. So at least your intent to file a claim, because you may be eligible for that time in between you file a claim and when you filed for the intent.
So I was going to ask you that, Jennifer. So if someone's watching this and they feel like they have a claim, right? They file the intent today, but the occurrence happened maybe 3 months ago, 9 months ago. Is there a date of occurrence on that claim that you put?
Like a statute of limitations?
Well, no, I mean like when the accident or something happened.
Right. Well, yes. You have to. It has to be tied to your military service.
Oh, okay.
So if you can tie a disability to your military service, then that's what you're going to file a claim on. But this is just the intent. This is just to notify the VA saying, hey, I want to file a claim, but I don't have all my stuff together. So that kind of, so on the VA page, it says you may be eligible for back pay. But in my experience, people have been paid to that date that you filed the intent to file a claim.
Okay.
And that's different.
But what if you don't know, like if you have PTSD, if you're not diagnosed and a year goes by and then they diagnose it, can you go back even though it's been a year?
Yes. You can file another claim.
Wow. See, a lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
People that I've talked to told me, no, it's over a year, I can't file. That isn't necessarily true.
Correct.
Like look at Captain Tiffany, right?
That was
How many
3 years.
At least.
At least 3 years.
Yeah. Yep. Just as long as it's connected to your military service or what's the word for it? So let's say you have PTSD, but you have depression as a result of your PTSD. You can file a claim for that depression as well.
So it's not just physical, it's actually emotional and mental health issues as well.
Absolutely.
Which is huge, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And
get that ball rolling, right?
And
I would suggest
probably a whole lot of denial on that also, Jennifer, right? Because you come home from active duty,
right,
and you think, oh, it's just me trying to get acclimated into the real world, and the depression that sets in, and the anxiety that sets in, and your spouse is saying, this has to do with your service and coming back, but you don't realize that might actually be a claim that you could get back pay on while you're trying to get acclimated, because there's a lot of things going on in your mindset.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why you need somebody to help you be an advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Not only in your medical issues, if you have any, but also with the VA, because you don't see everything that's happening with you.
Sure.
So you need that advocate.
Wow, important things. And what's on your show Wednesday? What's on Beach Jam Media?
Oh, so we have Jen and Philip Hoyle Phil is a veteran as well. And so we're excited to talk to them. They're entrepreneurs as well. And we're excited to talk to them about, about veterans challenges as entrepreneurs. And it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to seeing both Jen and Phil.
And if you need an extra code, let me know. I'll get you all of that because you got 2 guests, so whether they're on the same page or not.
I think they will be, but I'll check with them.
And you took the first step in believing in yourself. You've been doing this. I want to say this might be your 3rd month already.
Yes.
And
yep. I pushed that I believe button.
Right. This wasn't anything in your wheelhouse 3 months ago.
Nope, sure wasn't.
And I want to start doing a rah-rah because the 4th of July is coming.
Yeah.
I want to start with this segment today, and I want the veterans to know that they can reach out. If you need help, any kind of help, I don't care what it is. If you need help, I want you to call into the studio. We'll get it to Jennifer to help us put together whatever it is that you need. I reached out to Captain Tiffany, and I think she's traveling. That's why her phone was off. She says she'll land. When she lands, she'll get in touch with us. But I want to build this up to the 4th of July because, it isn't the 4th of July, think of a vet. It's every day we should be thinking about our vets and helping them however we can. And we have a good source here. Like today, I just found out it doesn't matter if it's over a year, you can claim a disability. Just try. And if you need help, I'm sure that she will help people as well.
What's that website?
Well, they can reach me right now at beachjammedia@gmail.com.
Okay, and the website for the VA for your military minute was va.gov?
Gov, yes.
Important information. It sounds so simple, right? Just file the intent and let's take it from there. God bless you.
Absolutely. Right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for our Military Monday Minute.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
We'll see you Wednesday.
We'll see you on the next 12.
Sounds good.
Have a good one.
See you at the beach.
See you at the beach.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
That's great stuff. Great stuff.
There's some things we got to work on. We're going to be upscaling her elements as well. So there's a lot of moving parts to change and to do.
Well, I always say, help a vet because when you come back, there's a lot of things that happen. I don't care if you've been there 1 minute to 10 years. And then you can help others. The foundation is a nice piece that you put together. Once again, something that Dawn thought of, and she puts a foundation. She loves talking about herself, as you can tell. I got the look. I got the stinky look. You got the banner that Rebel put up? Let's get that banner up. So over the weekend, me and Gia were talking about different things that we can do to bring some attention, commotion to what we do. So, you got it? No?
Hang on.
All right, let me know when you have it. So we came up with a game that on an app. And again, she's talking about Apple and the app. And, there's no coincidence, so I'm just going to keep going. So we're coming up, we're putting together a game board. It's called the Brooklyn Cafe On The Go Tour. So in this thing, there's some throwbacks from the last 8 years, like Where's Geo? Remember that when we played that game and you had the little man with the glasses?
Right, Waldo.
Where's Geo? So we're going to be going on different missions in different states, and we're trying to find different people in different states that will play along with us in those particular states. Like if you visit this, this, and this, it becomes part of this interactive game that we're going to be playing. So I thought it was very clever. And I said to him, but Gio, this is really not going to help us. He says, it'll help the foundation. And so to prove me, he played some other game on TikTok. And he had, if you look at it now, it's over 1,500 hits in 15 minutes. And that's awareness. I'm not selling anything. It's just awareness to tell people we're here to do something. We like your help. We like your help to help others. So I asked Rebel to put something together, and I gave her a window of like 20 minutes. And she's like, ah! And she went in there, you got it? Maybe? Maybe not? So I asked her to put together like a little poster.
Okay.
For the game that I like to put out there, just so that people know It's coming. Same thing with Apple, right? And the app. My son doesn't let me have an app because he says, well, what are you going to put on it? It's like if I were to tell you what I was going to put on it, I wouldn't do it. Just do it, and I'll show you what I put on it. It's the other way. But I guess they don't have the design. But
right.
that was kind of cute.
All right, we'll put it up for tomorrow. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Tune in today at 2:30 for Call Me Zena. We'll see what angels and what messages Sally's going to bring forward for everyone. I think we're going to be talking about aliens and...
yes, time travel.
Time travel?
I just put it on Facebook.
What does that mean, time travel?
Tune into my show and you'll find out.
I mean, are we going to be in another state? Another country?
It's not actually, it's a variety of things it could mean, but I believe what happened to you a little while ago was time travel.
Do you?
Yes.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, Sally has taught me that we can be in alternate timelines, and that's part of time travel.
What do you mean alternate timelines?
Like, Sally sometimes sees things 2 minutes before I do. It's not that it was there for me to see, but she sees it first. And this has been going on since I know her. So that's an alternate timeline.
He knew none of this until all these things, and it's amazing. That's how you pass it on. I would guess I was meant to be seeing this in front of Steve and saying things, which happened Saturday, just before it happens. And I seem to always have somebody nearby. Obviously it's Steve, which is amazing that you've seen some of the things that happened. I didn't ask for this, and I'm still not sure how it's happened. I had a lot of help, obviously, as you guys know. But there is so much more out there. That's the message.
Do you think it's getting stronger?
For me, yes. Well, because I'm here so much and I talk much stronger than it was. I mean, I've always had these. We all have messages. We just don't know. But mine, I've become much more aware of it because so much happens in the cafe.
Has he gotten better at reading his messages?
Yes. When we first met, I don't think you thought I was crazy.
You thought she was nuts, didn't you?
Yeah. He probably
no, I
still
wouldn't
does,
have hung
but-
around.
I think people are afraid to share what they see.
They are.
Because they feel as if people are going to think they're woo-woo, or they're not going to understand, or
Right.
you feel, what if what I'm seeing is wrong?
Right.
What if what I see or hear
But you
doesn't
know what?
really make sense?
What I've learned today, even when I've given messages to people, I have to say what I feel because it's coming from somewhere else. I don't have to give the whole message about who they are. I'm just going to say what I feel. And I've had so many, as you know, people have thanked me or it's come about. I don't know when it's going to happen. As you know, I've had premonitions too.
Families.
The thing about that, which is good, but I don't know where it is. So if something was going to happen, I just know maybe I should take care. If I'm going down a street and I had some premonition that something was going to happen. It happened yesterday when I actually twisted my
You had a
knee.
premonition you're going to twist your knee?
I said to
Please.
Steve, when I said something's going to happen to me within, a minute later, I twisted my whole knee. Well, a knee. I've done something. It was
You
painful.
twisted your knee?
Yeah, it cracked. How loud was the crack? Very loud.
You cracked your knee?
Yeah, I've got it
It was a
bandaged
scary
up.
crack.
It was.
Scary.
Maybe you should go to a doctor?
I probably will.
Yeah, welcome to my world, Don.
Go to threes.
Well, there's deja vu too. Yes, absolutely. Because that's a good, yes, it's deja.
My question is that, you know, if you were to know that you were going to twist your knee, did you protect yourself?
Well, actually, we were moving some things around in the house, and I was on the floor. I had to get up. So yes, I said I need to be very, very careful. I knew I had felt that I actually said to you, something's going to happen to me. I need to be very careful. I wasn't careful enough because I'd already had that premonition. Well,
You know how when we were younger, we used to laugh at the commercials, I fall and I can't get up? Well, it's not so funny anymore.
Do you think that it's the incident or something that led up to the incident, that the lesson you're learning?
Well, that's a very good question, actually, because it depends on the situation and circumstances that we're talking about. In my particular case yesterday, I was careful getting up. But as I got up, I twisted my leg. It went round the wrong way or something. But I was aware of that. But I've had many times where I've actually told people that this is going to happen, but I don't know where. If you don't know and I don't question that more, then I can't help the person. Oh, it's not only me, it's happened, I give messages for other people. But then, you know, my show is all about positivity, so I don't like to give too much negativity. I believe that we should be positive because positivity attracts positivity.
So you wouldn't tell me that I'm going to crack my knee because you don't want to give me negativity?
Well, what I would say to you if I saw that, I'd say be very careful where you're walking. I'm not going to say
Yeah, but
you're
you
going
know
to crack.
specifically I'm going to crack my knee. Tell me I'm going to crack my knee.
Well, I don't know if I'm going
Sally
to get a
has-
message that specific.
Sally has many times admonished me to be very, very careful driving down a particular street. And not that anything has happened, you know, to my knowledge on that street, but I usually listen to her advice with that because of everything
You
else
listen
that's
now.
happened.
That's interesting.
No, he does, yeah. Because
It's funny because you brought up deja vu, and I am a firm believer that you're learning. You didn't learn the first time, so you're going to go through it again the second time. And you may end up going through it a third time because you haven't learned the lesson. And it's not the knee cracking; it's something that had to be learned, was not learned, and you're going to redo it over and over again. And if they change it, one day it's raining and one day and the other day it isn't, though it seems it's the same thing over and over again.
Well, it could be as simple as, you know, I've broken both shoulders too within 10 years.
Oh,
of
you
each
just
other.
made a glass.
It means that maybe I'm meant to be slowing down a little bit. The messages are there. It doesn't matter how it would materialize here, but the message could be, you know, or maybe I wasn't meant to get in my car today. Steve came earlier with me, whereas he was going to come a little later, but he didn't feel that I should drive the car. So I don't know the outcome
It
of
could
that.
be
but
maybe
it doesn't
you were
matter.
supposed to give somebody a message and you didn't because you went to your car. It could be lots
It could
of
be
things.
anything, only we don't always know. But I think if we listen to that,
We don't need to know.
we don't need to know.
You
Exactly.
just, you're going to go through it until you learn
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe you're
Right.
supposed to be here so you can hear the message from her mother.
Yes. Well,
You
I would
know,
have.
the
Well,
thing-
Steve, how,
The thing is, as you know, when my mother was when I was young, before we turned to Christ, my sisters were into the Ouija board, and my mother always used to tell us these stories. They were into the Ouija board, and my mother used to see a gypsy that used to come to the house, and she obviously that she was a psychic, and we didn't know that. And my mother was into a lot of things, and she gave her a black cat, and she used to keep the black cat, and she was Hindu, Sikh, and she would always tell her all the bad things that would happen.
Not the good
And
things.
Not the good things, and that's what reminded me actually about my childhood, that these bad things had happened, and you know, all the bad things happened, and maybe that was the belief that maybe that was real, maybe that was bringing darkness into.
Well, maybe it was a warning. Maybe it was a warning.
You know, maybe it was, I don't know, but as soon as she stopped, so she threw away she stopped seeing them. She said, I'm not seeing this gypsy anymore. She told her not to come. So the gypsy said, well, I'm just going to curse you then, if you told me not to come. And she'd take £150 off her. She'd take money off her and stuff like that. And which was really sad, really, when I think about it, when I look back. And no disrespect to anybody
No,
else.
I
I'm just
agree
telling
with-
a real life story here.
Absolutely, but
You
I
know.
just feel as my show's coming on, I do want to just say that I understand exactly what you're saying. That's one of the reasons that I don't like to give negativity. My show is not just about messages. It's
Yeah.
about what we can do with our lives and what's
Right.
happened to me. I've had everything, I lost everything, and I've got it back. But my message is strong. I'm able to get messages, but I try very, very hard for that one reason, to keep it very, very positive.
Yeah, and the positive was that she left all that and she, you know, went into Christ and she stopped all that and she believed in a different way of life and believed in positivity and believed in something which was completely different, and
Right.
that was her journey right at the end.
It changed
You
the
know,
calling.
It just changed her whole life. It changed everything. It actually brought love into her life. Going back to my love nuts, a happy moment.
Like you've done, so
Right.
that's close.
So
I went to a lady's house one time. She was an executive producer when I was back in the day. And she wanted me to do a documentary on a gentleman in Miami, which I'm going to keep over here. But he had certain abilities, for lack of a better. So anyway, so I'm negotiating the deal, big money on the table. I said, wow, this is great. And there's a phone call that comes in on somebody's phone. I can't remember if it was hers or somebody. It wasn't mine. And the guy said, yeah, he's here. He says, your name Frederick Santori? And I went, yeah. He says, this call's for you. So I pick up the phone, hello? And it was the guy. He says, you're not going to sign this contract because you're not going to do this. And I said, I'm sorry, who's this? And he identified himself. And I said, I looked around and I said, is there like a bug in this room or something? He says, just tear up the contract that you just signed and walk out the door and we'll leave it alone because if you don't, and then he told me everything that would happen. I said, have a nice day. Didn't ask why. Went out the door. True story. And I got to tell you, the person then left Florida, went to live in California because of that incident. So I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. All I'm saying is if you don't understand it, respect it. If you don't know how it works, respect it. Don't say boo-boo to it. Don't criticize it. Don't make fun of it. That's the worst thing you could do. And learn from it. So that was my moment.
Interesting story.
She's bringing it back. She's doing it again. It's all her.
All right. All right, we're going to wrap it up. More to come. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Tune in today, 2:30 to Call Me Zena with your host, Sally Bernard, and then tune in to Lights in the Night with Russell Johnson, which then airs again tonight at 8 o'clock on True Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Follow the messages. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.